App development. The term app is derived from the word application. It is a software program that is specially developed for smart devices such as mobile, tablets, computers, etc. An application performs a specific function and makes it so that the user can perform the task efficiently. The applications are mostly available for free download from Google Play Store, Apple App Store, or Microsoft Store. However, some of the applications need to be purchased to use the features. There are three types of applications. Desktop. The standalone applications developed for computers or laptops are known as desktop applications. This type of application depends on the hardware and the operating system on which it runs. Examples: Microsoft Office, VLC Media Player, Windows File Explorer, etc. Mobile. Mobile applications are specifically developed for devices such as smartphones, tablets, etc. Web. A web app is an application stored on a remote server and accessed through the internet using a web browser interface. Mobile and web apps seem similar but differ from each other, as web apps require an internet connection to work. Android. Android is an operating system developed by Google. It is a very commonly used operating system for mobile devices. Android is simple and user-friendly. iOS. iOS is the acronym for iPhone operating system. It was developed by Apple Inc. for its devices such as iPhone and iPad. The user interface of iOS is much smoother as compared to that of Android. Types of mobile apps. Each app has a specific function that can be performed on mobile or tablet devices. The mobile apps are categorized into three types. Native apps. Native apps are specifically designed for a particular operating system for mobile devices. The most well-known operating systems are Android, iOS, Windows OS, and Symbian. We can only use those apps on our devices that are compatible with the operating system. We cannot use an iOS app on an Android device. For example, we cannot install and use iMovies on an Android device. Native apps of iOS: iMovie, FaceTime. Web apps. Web applications are those applications that require an internet connection. These work in a similar manner to a native app but do not work offline. Such apps have an interactive interface and are dynamic. The apps are generally developed in HTML and CSS. Hybrid apps. Hybrid apps have combined features of native apps and web apps. These apps are written in HTML and CSS like web apps but need to be installed on the device just like native apps. Examples of hybrid apps are Gmail, Instagram, Twitter, Netflix, etc. Categories of apps. We use apps for various tasks every day. For each task, we require a specific type of app, which is why there are various categories of apps. Educational apps. As the name suggests, educational apps educate and inform. There is a variety of educational apps, such as news and language apps. These apps introduce concepts that make learning easier and more fun for students. Example: Bijus, an Academy Learner app, Coursera, etc. Lifestyle apps. Lifestyle apps are those apps that are need-based. These apps serve a specific purpose and add to the convenience of the user. Example: Pinterest, Magic Pin, Urban Company, etc. Social media apps. Social media apps enable us to connect with people inside or outside our social circles. We can keep track of our friends and loved ones with the help of these apps. Example: LinkedIn, Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, etc. Productivity apps. Productivity apps are also known as business apps. These apps organize and complete complex tasks. These apps improve efficiency and user experience. Example: Google Docs, Todoist, ClickUp, etc. Entertainment apps. Entertainment apps are for leisure and entertainment. These apps enable users to watch videos, pictures, surf the upcoming events, and keep themselves engaged. Example: Netflix, Spotify, YouTube, etc. Installing an app. An app is a software program that needs to be installed on the device on which it is required. We can install an app from Play Store, Google, or the App Store, Apple. Follow these steps to install an app from Play Store on an Android device. Step 1. Tap on the Play Store icon on the device. The home screen of Google Play Store will appear. Step 2. Type the name of any app in the Search for Apps and Games box at the top dot. In the example, we have searched for Oxford Dictionary. Step 3. Tap on the name of the app that you want to install. The app info screen will appear. Step 4. Tap on the Install button. Once the download is complete, installation will start automatically. After installation, two options will appear: Uninstall, Open. Step 5. Click on Open to use the installed app, or click on Uninstall to delete the installed app. Developing an app. We can find many open source app development software these days. Such software can be used to easily create an app. Some of the things to keep in mind while developing an app are: app should be based on a unique idea. It should contain all the relevant features. It should be user-friendly. App Inventor. App Inventor is a free app development tool provided by Google. We can create apps for smartphones using App Inventor. It works in a similar way to the Scratch programming language in which we drag and drop blocks. App Inventor has two views. Designer view contains all the components required to design an application. Block editor view is the place where we combine blocks to execute an application. Setting up App Inventor. Follow the given steps to create an app using the App Inventor. Step 1. Type the URL https://appinventor.mid.edu and press Enter key. Step 2. Click on the Create Apps button. Step 3. Type your Gmail username and password. Step 4. Click on the Next button. Step 5. Click on I accept the terms of service button. Step 6. Click on Continue button. Step 7. Click on Start New Project button to start your first project. Step 8. Type a name for your project in the Project Name box. Step 9. Click on OK button. The Project Designer window appears. It is divided into 4 panes. Palette pane. We can select components such as buttons, images, and other required functions for the app from the palette pane. View pane. The device layout with the white area where we can view and arrange the components is known as the view pane. Components pane. In the components pane, we can view all the components that we use. It is displayed in a hierarchical view. Properties pane. If we select a component from the View pane, its properties are displayed in the Properties pane. Creating a talking app. In the Designer window, we will design the interface by choosing various components for the app. The functionality of the app will be defined at this stage. Adding a button. Drag and drop a button from the Palette pane to the View pane. Testing the app. We can test the app while creating it by downloading the Meta 12 companion. Connect the Android device and follow the given steps. Step 1. Click on the Connect menu. Step 2. Select a companion option from the drop-down list. A QR code will appear on the screen. Step 3. Open the A12 companion app on your device and scan the QR code or type the code to connect. Make sure that both devices are connected to the internet before performing these steps. In case you do not have an Android device to perform these steps, you can download emulator on your computer. It works in a similar way to an Android device, but it works on a computer. Some of the commonly used Android emulators are Android Studio, LD Player, Make Your Own, etc. Rename the button. Follow these steps to rename a button. Step 1. Click on the Rename button in the Components pane. Step 2. Type a new name for the button. We have given the name Talk to Me. Step 3. Click on the OK button. The new name will appear in the component pane, but it will appear as text for button 1 in the View pane. Change the display name of button. Follow these steps to change the display name. Step 1. Click on the button in the View pane. Step 2. Type a new name for the button in the text box. Adding a component. Follow these steps to add the component. Step 1. Open the media drawer from the palette pane. Step 2. Click and drag the text-to-speech component to the View pane. This component will not be visible in the View pane as it is added as a non-visible component. It will reflect on the user interface of the app. It will be visible in the Components pane and Properties pane. Block Editor. We can code the components added to the design window in the Block Editor. Instructions are tied to the components in this window. Built-in blocks. These blocks are always available. They handle things such as logic, mathematics, text and control. Component blocks. These blocks correspond to the components you have chosen for your app. Workspace. This is the space where we assemble the blocks into a program. Trash. It is used for deleting unnecessary blocks. Backpack. It stores a copy of the blocks even after we exit the App Inventor. Moving click event for button. Step 1. Click on the button Talk to Me. Step 2. Drag and drop the block to the workspace. This is an event handler block which handles the response when a button on the app is clicked. Programming text-to-speech action. Step 1. Click on text-to-speech block. Step 2. Click and hold the block. Step 3. Drag it to the workspace and drop it inside the button click block. This block will execute when the button on the app is clicked. This block will enable the device to deliver speech output. Enter message in the text block. Step 1. Click on the text block. Step 2. Drag and drop the message block next to the text-to-speech block. Step 3. Type the message within the message block. Test your app. In order to test the app, click on the App button on the connected device or emulator. The message will be read aloud on the device. Make sure the device volume is set to high.